Good afternoon. Welcome back to the market review video. It's me, Brian. Hope everyone's doing well and hope you had a wonderful trading session. Let's just go ahead and dive into the charts. A pretty wild session, if you ask me. Looking here at the daily SPY, we can see that we did end up closing at the lows, but you know what? The SPY and market bulls have done a good job. Another gap up session from Friday, and we have reclaimed the daily 50 and the daily 21 EMA. So a pretty good job by the bulls altogether today. We even completed this gap fill up above. So what's next? I mean, we do have, it's been a while since my last English class. I guess I need to brush up on my English. But anyway, we do have a new upward thrust signal here that definitely has my attention. SPY continues to be in a neutral spot as far as the overall trend and momentum goes. And even though we've reclaimed the key moving averages, we have new thrust, we still have a negative result here on the MACD, and we also have a negative result here on the trailing ATR. Now, if this trailing ATR was green here and we were above the trailing ATR, then this would be in a more bullish positioning on the label. So, you know, we could be a little bit nitpicky and say that the market is still overall bullish, especially with today's close. But I do want to kind of get in a little dirty here and jump down to the smaller time frames just to look at what happened here today, and we'll touch base on something here I got in mind that you should be aware of. Today on the SPY, we can see here on the hourly chart, we did get that gap up, like I said, and we came right up to the hourly 200, and that's where we kind of rejected here. But these first 2 hours was very bullish. It seemed like we were just going to keep on going and going and going, but then around that lunch hour is when things pretty much turned back around. And I talked about this last night during the Sunday night prep session, was that usually when you get these nice moves and you break out above the key moving averages, what typically happens is that you need to check in with mom, and that's essentially what we did. Even though, you know, we kind of bunked our head here, which was needed in order to come back and check in on that moving average to pretty much say, are we okay here? You know, what do you want to do here? Are we going to confirm? And essentially, you know, especially with close, we came and checked in and we bounced. So this could be a positive sign going into the next few sessions. It's going to be an interesting week. We got a lot of jobs data. We have an off day on Thursday because of the Jimmy Carter funeral is going to be observed. So yeah, all together, we're still at an interesting spot. You know, neutral here on the hourly, no squeeze. We're still, you know, dealing with the squeeze that we came out of down here, and now it looks like we might possibly be entering into a new squeeze. We only have two consecutive dark blue bars here, which means that the overall buying momentum is starting to wane off. So we could still be very well in a holding pattern. But you know what? Today was definitely interesting, especially if we go and look at the MAG 7. So this is my MAG 7 index. It's formula based. This is not actually something that you can physically trade. This is just all based on a formula, which you can probably just screenshot that and type it in on your TOS if you want to. But this is what I use to kind of gauge where the MAG 7 is at. Here we still have a max bull score of 50. Momentum is good. We're above the ATR, but look at this amazing daily squeeze here. Still compressing. We have a new upward thrust signal countering the weak thrust signals down. We are in a bull trend. MACD, everything's looking good. The MAG 7 woke up with a vengeance today, and most notably, the semiconductors came out with a bang. If it'll highlight everything, there we go. If we look here at the semiconductor ETF, we can see that, I talked about this on Sunday. I mentioned it on Friday's video that the semiconductors were looking really, really prime, and it was pretty much do or die here for the semiconductors. We're holding the daily 200 simple moving average. We are in a incredible looking squeeze, and look what we have here. We have a new crossover on the oscillator. We have double thrust here right where it needs to be, and we got a gap up, and yeah, we bumped our head right here at 262, but the semiconductors are looking prime to go. We took TSM. NVDA looks fantastic to the upside at 152.89, came right up to this prior high. If we can get above 152.89, I'm looking for a price target of about 160. So NVIDIA is on my list to pretty much scalp and maybe even take a swing trade. TSM, we've already taken some profits off of our debit spreads, closing at 222 or hit 222 at the highs there. We can still continue to push further, but I mean, look at this. It doesn't get any cleaner than this. Beautiful daily squeeze, max bull score, thrust engaged. I mean, this is just picture perfect of what I'm looking at as far as to trade. So a lot of really, really nice ingredients here. We took those contracts from $3.50 all the way to $5.50. And like I said, that was a debit spread, and those continue to look really, really nice. NVIDIA continues to look nice. Let's kind of take a look at the QQQ. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to point out here that it was a Mag 7 day. Meta also had a really phenomenal day today. Let's not forget about that. And we talked about this on Sunday or yesterday. If Meta breaks through that 611.50, it was going to have a pretty substantial move, and we definitely got that. So congrats if you played Meta to the upside. This had some really nice ingredients to it, breaking out above the resistance zone of that 611.50 and just pushing to the upside. Still in a low compression squeeze here, and we'll see if it will enter into a mid-level compression squeeze and we get more upside. But you got some really good ingredients here for this thing to potentially move even higher. So Meta should be on your short-term radar. But yeah, like I said, Amazon, all these guys, the Mag 7 had great moves altogether. Amazon breaking out of this trend line to the upside. Still waiting on a signal here for Amazon, but we're in a nice daily squeeze, still setting up, but you had the nice breakout move today. Apple had a good move. Microsoft even had a good move, and we day traded Microsoft today as well. We took it from $2 to $2.45 on the 435. So pretty good stuff there on Microsoft. But when we look at other aspects of the market, such as the equal weighted S&P 500, the RSP, yeah, not that great of a session, right? We had a gap up, we hit the daily 50, and we moved back down. Nothing fantastic with there. If we look at mid caps, the MDY, same thing. Gap up, hit the daily 50, whacked back down. If we look at small caps, which is going to be pretty much the same look here as the small cap, as the RSP, and the mid caps, came back up to the daily 50, rejected. Could be tempted to take a cute little short here, but I'm going to wait till it breaks below support at 218.90 and then catch a momentum move. Same thing with the Dow and the diamonds. Yeah, gap up, hit the daily 50, and moved back down. There's still plenty of great setups outside of the Mag 7. Roblox, max bull score here, daily squeeze. This thing looks like it wants to go higher. We even have Hood, Robin Hood, another name. Johnny Pools has been all over this one. Max bull, daily squeeze, looks fantastic. I'm also keeping an eye on net. It had a pretty okay move. It's still trying to break out of this 115, 116 level. Daily squeeze, new thrust. Might get a debit spread on this one, depending on how things shape up. So yeah, there's still just plenty of names to choose from. Visa had day, not its best performance today, especially with the financials being down overall. But nonetheless, Visa still is okay. It's definitely not my first pick. Roblox right now is definitely up there. Pepsi got absolutely smashed today, and this was a setup that we talked about last night as well. That Pepsi could very well get, you know, pushed off the cliff here, especially with the XLP looking as weak as it is. And yeah, consumer staples there just not looking good. Coke also down in the ditch here, holding above, just barely holding above 60. But yeah, it was all about the semiconductors, all about Meta and the Fang, excuse me, not the Fang, well, Mag 7. So yeah, good job if you caught that. Looking ahead here, though, just to kind of recap for Spy continues to hold where she needs to, and the Bulls continue to do a lot of work. There's still plenty of work for it to do, but you know, if I were to be nitpicky here, I would want to see Spy to continue to hold the hourly 50, and if that is the case, we can continue to move up, and then the next goal would be to get above the hourly 200 at about the 599 600 zone. Once we get above that, there is a little bit of supply up here at about 602 603, so that's what I want to pay attention to on the upside. But if we start to collapse below the 50, yeah, then we could get another opportunity to short. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Yeah, same story here. If we start to crash through, then that'll be bad news. Just need to clear 602, and we can carry on with our ways. So, all right, good stuff this today. Tomorrow we do have, I don't know what that time frame is. Let me go back to the daily. Sorry about that. Tomorrow we do have some good economic data to be looking out for. We have the ISM services PMI at 10 o'clock, as well as JOLTS at 10 a.m. This is going to be very important, and we need to be mindful of that 10 o'clock print with these two guys opening up. We also have a 10-year bond auction at 1 o'clock, and then Wednesday, yeah, things get even more crazier with the ADP non-farm employment change, unemployment claims. We got some Fed speakers, 30-year bond auction. So yeah, pretty wild next few days. But all right, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you all had a great trading session. I'll catch you all in the live tomorrow morning. Take care.